I was Daily Caller, senior editor Christopher Bedford. Christopher, good to see you. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning.
This says Clinton is going on the offensive with a new ad campaign. What's your take on all of this?
I think that she should be paying Kevin McCarthy royalties for her ad campaign. He basically handed her the football and put a bow on it. It was incredible that this guy who's running for speaker would say that this Benghazi campaign, this Benghazi commission, is part of partisan politics. And it plays right into Hillary Clinton's constant defenses, which are attacks against me are partisan. But I think it's not really going to stick. A couple of years before, no one in Hillary Clinton's campaign wanted to roll out their first national ad on television talking about Benghazi. And the reason that she still has to talk about Benghazi is because email dishonesty and pay-to-play and all kinds of problems keep on coming out. And with the FBI investigating, I think the intel community is going to figure out what's behind this, no matter what a congressman says.
Well, we'll see.
Because
Go ahead. Finish your thought. Go ahead.
People from the intel community were killed at Benghazi. Then there were lies about it that came out of Hillary Clinton's State Department, and then they were blamed for Benghazi. So they're not going to let some partisan politics get in the way, and I think they're going to continue digging into this.
There's a big fear that it will, though, Maria. Didn't you see that last night? I mean, Lou Dobbs is going off on this big time. McCarthy's not specifically in the best position. Looking at where we started the week, remember, he looked pretty good.
He was a shoo-in, Keith. He was a shoo-in. What a big flub.
Wow.
I don't know how I really don't know how Kevin McCarthy recovers from this.
Yeah.
Well, who's the alternative, though, Dagen?
Maybe Jason Chaffetz, although if, in terms of fundraising and support for other Republicans, he doesn't quite achieve McCarthy's level. But I wanted to ask Chris about this. Doesn't it speak the fact that the FBI is pursuing this and, Comey revealing that they are looking into the security of the emails on Hillary Clinton's server? The fact the FBI is moving forward with this, doesn't that speak to the Obama administration and that they've just kind of stepped away from this investigation?
It seems like they have stepped away from this investigation, and it's funny to see the Clinton campaign's talking points. They say, well, this is a non-criminal investigation. Of course it's non-criminal. It's an investigation. What comes next are the criminal elements, and that's if they find misdeeds. And I think it's looking like more and more classified information comes out at the end of every single month that was in her emails, they're going to find problems. I doubt that Hillary Clinton's going to be indicted, but it's really bad news for her, and it's good news for Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, let me ask you about that, because we just got these new polls from Quinnipiac on the swing states. Vice President Joe Biden and Ben Carson running strongest in the polls head-to-head. What do you think about that? Do you think Hillary still is the nominee if Joe Biden gets in?
I think that, in all likeliness, Hillary Clinton will still be the nominee just because of the momentum, and Joe Biden has none. But the Quinnipiac poll you're talking about has got Florida, Ohio, and Pennsylvania, which are three swing states that since 1960, candidates who win the presidency have had to win two of those. And the poll shows that Hillary is sliding back in those. She's as disliked as any other candidate except for Donald Trump. And Joe Biden is showing that he's actually doing very well in all of these states. And in a matchup against Ben Carson, he's winning Florida. But I don't think he'll be running against Ben Carson in the general election.
Biden's supposed to make a decision this weekend whether he's going to do this or not. He really.
Do you think it's this weekend, Dagen?
There was a report out that he will make that we will probably find out something this weekend. He really hasn't hired any staff, but he spoke at Concordia, that global leadership conference last week. People I know who were there who heard it said the last half of his speech was his stump speech, and it kind of wowed the people who were there.
And headline news this morning too. I mean, his empathy is significant, and he did talk about how his son asked him to run for the presidency.
Yep, you're right. Christopher, thank you. Thanks so much for your insights.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon. Chris Bedford there.